Feels like I fell 1,000 times. Nothing but doubt to flood my mind. 'Cause sometimes it's hard to remember why I ever started racing with my dreams. A restless December, feeling I was meant for more than I believed. I'll never surrender, rather try and fail and fall 1,000,000 times. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I know as close as I am now, I will struggle, I will shout. There's no stopping, there's no doubt. I'm on my way. There's no stopping, there's no doubt. I'm on my way. I swear I meant to do this. I'm told that love would never lie. Where my head has met my heart and they are beautifully aligned. But sometimes it's hard to remember everything I've done that's brought me to this space. I started with embers, now a raging fire is burning in its place. I'll never surrender, rather try and fail and fall 1,000,000 times. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I know as close as I am now, I will struggle, I will shout. There's no stopping, there's no doubt. I'm on my way. There's no stopping, there's no doubt. I'm on my way. I know as close as I am now, I'm on my way.
Hi. Yeah, that's right, folks. I can't do that anymore. The noise filter actually will block that out. What is up, everybody? This is Jay, aka MultimediaJay. This is going to be the most serious multimedia meta discussion that I've ever had. And there's going to be a lot of serious consequences to what I'm about to talk about tonight. Tonight, I will be leaving multiple scenes in the online media world, mostly related to Twitch. I first heard about Twitch early in its years, in around 2012 or so, when I used to watch Mario 64 speedrunners like Siglemic and some other folks squaring off, trying to beat each other to 70 stars or full completion of the game, and things like that. Aside from that, I haven't really watched Twitch a lot, as I've focused almost primarily on YouTube as a YouTuber who's been involved on YouTube since 2006. 15 years, tons of experiences, tons of ups and downs as the platform has evolved and gone through its growing pains and other stuff like that. as well as some drama and some other stuff that's happened. I've seen channels destroyed. I've seen promising creators get themselves banned. I've seen all kinds of nonsense go down. And I've been around this stuff long enough to realize that there will sometimes you run into a situation where if you don't respond to it, you're just going to be upset all the time until you finally leave anyways. So, in light of, here's the thing. How did I even get involved on Twitch in the first place? In September of 2019, when WoW Classic came out, and I was playing it because I'd played World of Warcraft in the vanilla era. In September of 2019, when WoW Classic came out, I was playing it and watching. I was like, I want to watch some streamers of this. And YouTube streaming wasn't really well established at that point. It was just an experiment. Pretty much anybody on YouTube knew that YouTube gaming had come and gone as an app and as some other stuff. It's still available as an interface, but it's a thing you have to actually search for. So it's as good as deprecated when it comes to website design. If it takes too many clicks or too many extra actions to do something, then people don't do it. So I think the real future of YouTube is as a streaming platform that has a healthier view on streaming than Twitch does, because since YouTube has actually invested in a presence other than live streaming, that it will be a much healthier streaming experience when your streaming is only an extension of what you do, instead of you as a content creator being forced into streaming your little heart out, grinding, and all the problems that happen when you're live for way too long. And I think the world is going to slowly but surely wake up to that. And so that's why tonight, in a rather sad parody of, I think it was Guglielmo, it was not Guglielmo Marconi. Was it Guglielmo Marconi? I think it might have also been I think it was a demonstration of the telegraph for the first time. One of the first communicated messages over long distances in U.S. history, and I think world history too, was "What hath God wrought?" Something that was sent, I believe, when telegraphs were being demoed for the first time very early on in their history. Can't get away from the tech stuff now, can I? So you have all of that, and you also have all of that. And so, what hath Twitch wrought? I'm actually asking the question seriously. What exactly has Twitch done to online media? Because I started watching streamers on a regular basis with WoW Classic's launch in 2019, and I came to like some streamers and even some scenes like Korean IRL, folks that were doing stuff in the middle of the day over in Asia when I got home from my night shift job in the middle of the night, and it was daytime for them. And then, of course, the Texas streamers like SFan, Mizkif, and Asmongold and Trainwrecks. I became familiar with a couple of scenes on Twitch, all beginning with me knowing that Twitch had a strong gaming presence. So basically, Twitch having the strong gaming presence that it has, I was like, I can find somebody, and YouTube being a far distant second place competitor at the time, I figured, you know what, yeah, I can find someone to watch on Twitch to see them play Classic, learn more about Classic, play catch up with Classic and all this other stuff. So I did. And that's really how I even got involved with Twitch in the first place. I was always curious about Twitch. In the mid 2010s, when they opened up uploading, I actually tried bringing my gaming videos over there. And I watched as the technology on Twitch evolved to the point where uploads were all but deprecated, which is the state they're in today. You can upload a video to Twitch, but it's not going to go anywhere. Just the systems are just not designed to do anything with it. It's just there to upload something for whatever reason, if you want to upload. Highlights, clips, and VODs are a completely different story, but Twitch itself, with its algorithms, is a completely different beast compared to YouTube and the power of Google search technology that is involved with the YouTube algorithms. So everybody's working on algorithms these days. It's pretty much a given with any kind of social media. But YouTube, in particular, is the leader of the pack. I think we all know that at this point. There's tons of wonderful technology. Sometimes it gets a little disturbing and sometimes downright stupid when you find out that yet another YouTube system is an automated system that is very clearly in work in progress, that could actually get your channel in trouble due to technical glitches. And those problems were made worse by the pandemic when YouTube started working more based on remote workers and things slowed down as they tried to protect the workforce during the lockdowns and everything. So, I mean, Twitch had potential. Twitch had some promise about 5 years ago. But where have they gone with it? Where they've gone is Twitch has grown because of things YouTube has screwed up, such as the adpocalypse and demonetization and all these things that has made YouTubers upset. Also, the differences in monetization between ad revenue only YouTube at the time and cheers, subs, bits, donos, all the things that were associated with live streaming. But by saying it was associated with live streaming, people were just associating it with Twitch. And the strong Twitch marketing is responsible for a lot of Twitch's success. And also a lot of, I would dare say, mass brainwashing in terms of what people think of streaming. I would say that, yeah, Twitch is actually responsible for some pretty serious mass brainwashing with the way people think about streaming and things along those lines. Because there's a lot of things where, you know, you can tell me something about Twitch. You can tell me something about Twitch, but what you're really telling me, or you tell me something about streaming, excuse me, but what you're really telling me is something about Twitch, because Twitch has been so good at manipulating people and how they view live streaming that who knows when we'll ever get past this marketing campaign that has razzle-dazzled so many people. So, you look at the grand scheme of things, my involvement on YouTube goes back 15 years. My involvement on Twitch, pretty much less than 2, September 2019. And yet, in such a short period of time, Twitch is responsible now for just about all of the worst parts of my involvement with online media. The drama, the people that are too thin-skinned to be creators, the people who can't handle criticism, the egos, the narcissism, all the nonsense, all the worst parts of my experience with online media have something to do with Twitch. That's not a good first impression. And all of this in under 2 years. It's absurd. And how about the Twitch tuber phenomenon, as it's called? Where Twitch streamers can't grow on their platform, so they come over and try and commandeer YouTube to be a means to an end to direct traffic to their stream because Twitch isn't doing enough for them. What about that? It's ridiculous. It's an ongoing problem. Quite frankly, I've had enough of it. I've had enough of the drama, and I've had enough of watching what looks like problems with individual streamers morph into what is probably problems with streaming itself and what Twitch has done to content creation and the way people view it. Same thing here. Look, nobody's watching. And I got crap views more so than ever before in 15 years of YouTube since I started streaming. Some of it is because of a hateful, unsupportive audience that realizes they can't troll me because I know a few things about dark triad psychology and some other stuff. So I know there's people out there that don't make any sense, and there's people out there that don't have anyone else's best interest in mind except for their own. I know that's a problem. But at the very same time, there's also people that were upset because I ever had anything to do with Twitch in the first place. Now, I'm a very cosmopolitan kind of guy in the original sense of the term, not the magazine. I believe in being open-minded and giving ideas a chance. And in terms of online media, I believe in giving platforms a chance. I gave Twitch a chance when they did their thing with allowing gaming videos in the mid-2010s. And I gave Twitch a chance as an alternative platform, and I've just been disappointed. Spending way too much time getting Twitch affiliate because nobody watches you unless you're already popular. Spending way too much time and watching people fabricate excuse after excuse after excuse for either their failures or someone else's failures in the inevitable drama on Twitch that bleeds over to Twitter and practically ruins Twitter for wide swaths of content creators out there. Because the Twitch stuff, it's not Vegas. What happens in Vegas doesn't stay in Vegas. The drama in Twitch does not stay on Twitch. It bleeds over to Twitter. It bleeds over to Instagram. It bleeds over to Reddit. It is absolutely, completely not a good thing. And so I think we really need to take a very serious look. And if nobody watches this, then this will be a nice little monologue. If nobody stops by and I don't get any concurrence, then this will just be a nice monologue that will convert very nicely into a video afterwards. And it will be one of the most somber videos that I've ever put on my YouTube channel. Tonight, I am saying goodbye and leaving the Korean IRL scene and the Texas streamer scene. And really, we need to take a very serious look at exactly what kind of damage Twitch is doing to online media and content creation. Because you want to talk about going down with the ship, Twitch is in a bad competitive position. They're the biggest live streaming platform, but they have a lot in common with Blockbuster Video. Cold ones, I will be needing them tonight. Twitch has a bit of a problem where they're good at one thing, and because they're good at that one thing, they're running it into the ground as much as they possibly can, irrespective of the changing world around them. Except, unlike with Blockbuster Video and Netflix, the changing world is actually leaving a lot of people more stressed out and more worked up than they need to be, because they are trapped in this environment, this ecosystem that Twitch has kind of led them into. The whole idea of being a streamer and that actually limiting you in terms of your ability to create content, but you don't know that this is actually limiting you, and so you barrel on and you think that it's just, you know, taking hard knocks and stuff when drama happens and bad things happen. But in reality, there's a lot of it that's tied to what Twitch has suckered you into as a Twitch streamer. Yeah, I mean, let's think about it. I mean, I talk about Twitch is responsible for some of the worst, for all the worst bits of my involvement with online media these days. One of them is when Asmongold made that tweet last summer talking about how the whole idea of Twitch streamer versus YouTuber isn't real, and that people are just fabricating this drama in order to make YouTube videos and give themselves content. No, it's actually real. It is going on. Because again and again and again, you have Team Twitch and you have Team YouTube, and there is a real philosophical fight going on as to how to be a content creator here. I mean, you talk, for example, about the so-called TwitchTuber phenomenon over on YouTube. You talk about the TwitchTuber phenomenon, where someone comes onto YouTube, maybe even calls himself a YouTuber, but really they're a Twitch streamer. They want to be a Twitch streamer, and because Twitch isn't working out for them, they're trying to commandeer YouTube and make use of some of the algorithms to give themselves Twitch growth. Meanwhile, YouTube is actually rolling out some features that make it not even worth Twitch using YouTube as a crutch anymore. And so, you know, it's going to be the whole definition of a YouTuber is about to change. You can't go around saying that YouTubers are just people that make videos anymore, because YouTube has a very robust streaming presence. It's just one of those once you know things, because people don't associate YouTube with streaming. So once you know, you realize that YouTube has an environment where if you have content that's not good in a stream, make a video. Nice. And they're working on closing the monetization gaps with videos versus streams and all kinds of other cool stuff. Also, streaming can be an extension of what you do for videos, so you can play the formats to their strengths. You don't have to shoehorn YouTube into being red Twitch as some kind of YouTube streamer. Matter of fact, the very idea of being a streamer on YouTube is questionable as to whether you've really thought about the ramifications of what Team Red is actually working on. So there's all kinds of things. And the very definition of a YouTuber is going to change the next couple of years as YouTube tries to compete. This is something we've wanted for a long time, because a couple of years ago when YouTube had no viable competition, YouTube was complacent, and now that has changed. They're responding. They're doing the right thing. They're responding. They're trying to improve things despite their automated systems and other weird stuff getting in the way. But as opposed to Twitch, trying to backpedal away from dealing with issues with their discipline system, nepotism, DMCA, and what Twitch as a platform and as a culture is doing to multimedia. So why am I here tonight to completely leave entire scenes on Twitch and have next to no Twitch streamers left? that I'll be regularly watching. Meowko is probably going to be the streamer I watch the most. She's from Japan, so she's not really related to any of the KIRL. She's JIRL, but she's stuck in the EU for a bit. But when she goes home to Japan, then who knows, you know? But it's just, I think a lot of these big streamers who aren't happy with what they're doing and are constantly going into this boom and bust cycle of appearing to be happy and then suddenly it's drama all over again, need to take a good long look at what they're doing and ask themselves, am I really in the best place to do this? Just because you can make a lot of money streaming doesn't mean it's going to be good for you in the long run. So why am I here tonight to be so somber and not even play any music and probably not get any concurrence either? So I heard the rumblings about KIRL drama, and I've seen some problems with drama with Yugi specifically, with the problems she had on her channel a couple months ago and the mess she went through, which actually resulted in her security and her privacy being invaded. She had to move, which is one of the fundamental problems of being a streamer, is that it's far easier for you to accidentally dox yourself and end up having to move as your only solution than in an environment where you can edit out all the sensitive information and there is no stream sniping in videos or anything of that sort. But she's not the major issue here. The major issue is somebody I've had lots of nice things to say about, and I thought the way they were doing things was awesome. I thought it was a great way to have a feedback loop between YouTube and Twitch and between videos and streams, and that would be Ginny. So Ginny did a video responding to the 6-month drama that she's been going through and whatnot, the whole Ginny detective thing. She addressed it, which is the right thing to do when you have a major issue you need to address. But because she did it on YouTube, and because of the metadata she used, the detective videos that caused all these problems eventually wound up in my feeds. I didn't even have to look for them. YouTube sent them my way because I watched her video addressing them. Congratulations, Ginny. You've now seen what creepy old algorithm can do, and I now know the part 2 of the story, and I'm bothered by every single detail of it. I really don't care who's right and who's wrong. It just makes me wonder, is this what streaming is going to do to people? If all these people think they can be big streamers and grind away and maybe they're not as successful, but what if they are successful? What's that going to mean to them? Is this possibly going to destroy them because of something that might come up once you're famous? Ginny's one of the most influential one of the biggest female influencers in the world. She's chasing after Pokimane in terms of numbers. You know, there's been some really nice Stream Hatchet graphs and other stuff. There's been some really nice Stream Hatchet graphs and some other stuff that has gone up showing that she has a ton of watch hours, ton of fans, does really well for herself. But why then would she have a situation similar to that of Pokimane where it's the end of the world if she has a boyfriend? This is not a Ginny problem. This is not a Pokimane problem. I think it's a problem with streaming as a whole and women streaming specifically. Because you got all these guys out there that wish they had a girlfriend and they're throwing money at these streamers. Is it better? Do we have a not so healthy environment where where women who are streaming are better off pretending that they're single because they'll be more successful that way? I mean, what kind of a world have we created that people can't just support streamers because they're talented, they're funny, or they're good at entertaining them? Why does everything have to turn into a fake relationship like this? It's parasocial for one thing. You're talking about mostly a one-way relationship. You're a fan of somebody who's on TV, essentially. They know almost nothing about you. This whole simp thing that, was the source of all the drama and controversy when Twitch tightened up their harassment policy a couple of weeks ago. This whole simping thing and whatnot. Why does this need to be a thing? And why is it that women who should be able to make their own choices in life and have an actual private life and a family and, things like that, why is it that women need to be pressured in any way to pretend that they're single just because they can make more money doing that? I don't think it's healthy. And I don't think it's going to be healthy for streaming in the long run if it persistently does these things to people. I really don't care if Ginny has some secret boyfriend somewhere. I don't. But the fact that there's this meta out there that women who are streaming have to pretend to not ever be in a relationship or whatnot because people might not dono to them is just, this is unhealthy. This is bad. This needs to go. Now, if she got married tomorrow to some guy that her family really liked and they started a family and had a couple of kids, would you stop watching? If the answer for any reason is yes, something's wrong with that. So I wish, I realize that the people making these videos and things like that are, in some ways, some of them are trying to get me to be affected by them as though I'd never seen this stuff before, but I have. The Pokimane secret boyfriend fiasco. Again, who cares if a streamer has a significant other than we have an environment where it's more advantageous as a content creator to pretend you're single. I think, the problem is having to pretend you're single in any way, shape, or form. I mean, that is just trouble waiting to happen. It's just trouble waiting to happen because somebody's going to find out, something's going to leak, something's going to whatever. And why is it that streamers should inevitably have to deal with a horrible situation like this and all the mental damage it's going to do? It's not healthy. Neither is, by the way, streamers grinding, like all the Twitch people saying, keep grinding. Or you barrel away in a video game for 14 hours a day and only get 5 hours sleep on a regular basis. And then you start feeling upset and it affects your ability to stream and things like that. And then that leads to drama and just everything that leads to the boom and bust cycles that I've been seeing with streamer after streamer after streamer, Twitch streamer after Twitch streamer after Twitch streamer. They have to constantly take breaks. They have to constantly go on Dr. K. They have to constantly do this. They have to constantly do that. Always, always, always the vicious cycle that constantly has them coming back to feeling terrible about what they are doing. And with my experience on YouTube, have I ever seen anything like this with YouTubers? So people making videos that's so persistently wound up in this rotten headspace? No. This is specific to streaming. This is specific to Twitch, and this is specific to the streaming bubble of the last couple of years. Twitch may have opportunistically grown as a platform and the mind share, so to speak, with the people that want to watch multimedia and online videos because of things YouTube screwed up. But as things change, as YouTube fixes these problems when they get to them and whatnot, we're going to see a crash when it comes to streaming. I just hope it doesn't eliminate live streaming as something people want to do for the rest of their life with some of what's coming. Because I don't think Ginny is going to be the only one. I don't think Pokimane is going to be the only one. I don't think S-Fan's going to be the only one. I think these people are trapped. I think, much like a midlife crisis, there's going to be a stream life crisis where these streamers are going to get 4 or 5 years into this. Maybe their numbers are declining a little. Maybe they're feeling bad. Maybe they're feeling old, whatever. Maybe they're feeling like they're not as popular as they used to be. And it hits them because they think about, with how YouTube is with evergreen content and videos, as well as trying to get more support for live stuff, would it have been better to just be a YouTuber all these years once YouTube made the decision to fix some of the infamous problems with the platform? And I think it's going to hit a lot of these big streamers very hard. And it's going to be a sad day in the world of online media when that happens. So I think about, what has stressed me out about online media? Trying to figure out streaming, the multimedia meta, drama, things like that, stuff that's landed in my blog as I've kept an eye on turbulent situations. Like just earlier today, I was talking about how you need to appreciate whoever shows up, because if you're upset that your stream isn't growing or that your YouTube channel isn't growing, you're focusing on who may or may not show up or a system that may or may not work, as opposed to the people who like you, sure thing, The people who watch you, sure thing. And the people who support you, sure thing. You're giving up the sure thing because of something that's not so sure. And if you put yourself in the shoes of your audience, what would you think if you saw a creator do something like that, like snub their supporters because they were at 5,000 concurrents on Twitch instead of 10,000 concurrents, or 10,000 subscribers on YouTube instead of 100,000 subscribers on YouTube? You got to really think about this. And so, I mean, it gets back to the heart of what it is you should be doing as a content creator long term, even if something can make you more money in the short term. What matters at the end of the day? Whether you're happy with what you've created. Are you happy that you went around IRL streaming for 10 years in your 20s? Are you happy that you created a really good series of YouTube videos that people liked for 15 years before they finally started getting a little irrelevant and outdated? And then people are watching them because, haha, look at that guy with the original iPhone in this video from 2007. Boy, didn't smartphones look weird back then? Yeah. I think a lot of us, myself included, we need to take a good hard look at what it is we do. I can tell you, you know what really bothers me? I sometimes feel like I'm torn between influence from my parents, including my late mother, by the way. My mom was always very serious about things. She's probably where I get my serious side from. She's the one that taught me to button all the buttons on my shirt, except I didn't do it here. Got one more. Sorry, Mom. And she was known for being very, very serious and having a thick Massachusetts accent. She's the reason why I got made fun of when we first came to Connecticut, and I was talking like she did. Pak the ka and Havid yad. And pharmacy was a 2-syllable word. I call it the pharmacy, or the palmsy, or the palmsy, or something like that. It took me a long time just to say pharmacy correctly. But she was always super serious. And, I talk about a lot of super serious stuff. And I throw around a lot of ideas. I'm a big believer in the mental gymnastics, or the mental conditioning, so to speak, of being able to handle controversial issues and being able to properly handle serious issues and maybe disagreements between people. I'm a huge, huge believer in that. And I think it's really important to be able to handle controversy properly. And, I definitely have taken some influence from some talk radio folks I've listened to. And people have told me that I'm really good at getting people to think about what it is that I'm saying, because they're either going to agree with me or disagree with me. Very few people are going to be able to know me without liking or hating me, because I'm good at getting people thinking about stuff. But do I really want to be like that all the time? Do I want to come across as a walking encyclopedia who can't seem to just shoot the breeze and have fun? No. My dad's always had a more, mellow, keep the peace kind of attitude about things. And I'm sure there's been plenty of times I've reminded him of my mom as I've grown up. So sometimes I think he probably wishes I could relax more like him and not be so uptight about stuff. So, I mean, when I'm sheltering in place in the pandemic, wearing masks and, doing everything I can to be vigilant so I don't come down with the virus, he's enjoying retirement, and he's basically, his sheltering in place was being Mr. Yard Work guy for a year, looking forward to yard work and planting flowers and growing plants in the backyard and making the backyard that I grew up in look like a golf course, clearing out trees and brush and stuff that had been there for 20 years that he never had the time or energy to do when he was still working. Just be happy somehow when he had to stay around the house all the time and things like that. I'm sure he wishes I was more like him sometimes. So, and I can tell you, maybe on YouTube, my nerd entertainment makes a lot of sense in terms of people sometimes go to YouTube to learn stuff or just be intrigued by what somebody has to say. What I'm doing right now with this streaming isn't that different from the original vlog scene, where it was just someone sitting in front of a camera and you focus more on what they were saying than what they looked like, or how their lights were, their lighting was, or what their thumbnail was, or anything like that. So, and in an era where YouTube has become too much fluff, not enough stuff, as I've been saying, getting back to something simpler has been refreshing, at least for me. I don't know if it's been for anybody else, given the terrible views I've gotten on these things. But It's just, you got to think about what makes you happy with this kind of stuff. If what you're doing doesn't make you happy, it's not going to be good for you in the long run, no matter how much money it makes. You can't put a price on happiness. You can't put a price on a sense of accomplishment. And you certainly can't put a price on feeling like you haven't been wasting your time for some of the best years of your life when you're young. So, what hath Twitch wrought? We have to very seriously think about that. Because Twitch has done a lot, and a lot of people don't know exactly how much Twitch has done. If I talk about, for example, some of the key characteristics of YouTube streaming that differ from Twitch, like a complete lack of an emphasis on concurrence, because your streams can double as videos afterwards, sometimes the response is that it doesn't compute. And people like, what? It just bounces off their head because they are so conditioned by Twitch to think a certain way about streaming that they can't process the idea that streaming could be something different like it is on YouTube. That it could be an extension of an already good YouTube channel that you enjoy. Like when I was watching Tech Yes City streams the other night, or the times I've tuned into Alfred's streams, having been a fan of his videos for years with his wild sense of humor. Alfred is, aka Alfred from Alfred.tv, is why I go around saying, whatever. He's not the first person I've heard say that, but definitely some influence in there. But Alfred, I think, knows how to shoot the breeze better than I do. I'm always Mr. Professor over here. And you know what? As much as I can be nerd entertainment on YouTube, this definitely won't fly on Twitch. Serious streamers, like being like radio folks, are few and far between on Twitch, usually in the talk shows and podcast category, and many of them don't have very big concurrence. A lot of the biggest people are shooting the breeze because Twitch is a recreational platform originally focused on games. So it's kind of biased against the kind of walking encyclopedia nerd entertainment that I would do. So it's one of the reasons why my Twitch channel now is low-key playing video games. Simple, almost generic and cookie cutter. But if I want to have some fun playing Final Fantasy or whatever, or go through my hopeless backlog of video games that I have sitting around that I've never played, and folks want to tune in and be, watch like we're all over my house and we're all playing on a big TV or something, fine. But I don't want to have any kind of growth objective on Twitch now that I'm an affiliate. Because I don't want to get caught up in that rat race. I don't want to get caught up in that mess. Twitch has done nothing good for most of what I think about online media, my daily experience with it. The Twitch tubers problem in particular, with Twitch streamers trying to commandeer YouTube to their selfish ends, is something I'm very disgusted by. YouTube is a platform that does not need Twitch. Been around since 2005. It is way older. It is older than Twitch. It is more established than Twitch. It is more successful than Twitch. It is bigger than Twitch. And the scope is broader than Twitch. The tail doesn't need to wag the dog. And the only reason Twitch is anything is because of something YouTube screwed up. No, seriously, let's rattle it off. Video games. YouTube is the home of, let me just go to Total Biscuit's channel. Total Halibut. Total Halibut YouTube. Let me just check it. I don't know why he called it Total Halibut. Total Halibut YouTube. This is Total Biscuit's channel. Posthumously, how long has the man been gone now? Ladies and gentlemen, his most successful, most popular video is still Day One Gary's incident about some copyright issues with gaming videos in the early 2010s. 5.3 million views. Second most popular video, Anti-Sopa, not gaming related. 3.9 million views. And finally, the most popular gaming related video on TV's The Late Total Biscuits channel is WTF is League of Legends from 10 years ago with 3.5 million views. So his most popular gaming video as a gaming critic up until his death still has not eclipsed Day One Gary's incident, because it was a big issue. There was a lot of problems with gaming videos on YouTube in the 2010s. You had people getting desensitized to anything that looked like a gaming video because of all the people, the commentary channels in particular, that were abusing gaming footage because otherwise they wouldn't have YouTube videos in the first place. So they were tacking on unrelated gaming video footage to their commentary because they wouldn't have a YouTube video otherwise. So people stopped taking gaming videos seriously, or even things that looked like gaming videos. I tested this out when my gaming video numbers started tanking after 2011. So by like 2015 or so, I think I was so fed up, I just tested it. Put myself at risk for account discipline. Made very similar videos and made one of them look like a gaming video. That the vlog did better. It's crazy. So there's that. There was the copyright issues with Sega of Japan. There was copyright issues with Nintendo. There was copyright issues with third-party developers who didn't like negative criticism of their game, or negative reviews of their game, I should say. There's all kinds of stuff. And while all that was going on, add on the adpocalypse, add on demonetization, add on some of the questionable decisions YouTube has made. For example, YouTube will treat content in your video game as content in the YouTube video for ad friendliness reasons. So you can play GTA and get demonetized if the right non-advertiser friendly stuff is in your gaming footage. So right out of Creator Insider, it's one of the biggest flubs I've seen them do as they've tried to grow YouTube gaming as a Twitch competitor after the original YouTube gaming didn't work. So yeah, Twitch's bread and butter gaming videos, a persistent source for the better part of the last decade of problems on YouTube. Twitch grew because of YouTube's screw-ups. Angry creators who thought they'd be better off as small Twitch streamers than moderately sized YouTubers or bigger. Twitch growing because YouTube screwed something up. Just look at the history. You'll find again and again and again when you do some digging and look at the numbers, look at the Sully gnomes of some of the most successful Twitch streamers, they grew to what they are at a time when YouTube had screwed up. So if your platform's only viability is because YouTube makes mistakes, much like how satellite TV's only viability was the things that cable screwed up, what does that say for the long-term viability of your streaming career as a Twitch streamer, and how tied up you are in the problems that your platform has, whether you're a Twitch tuber or whatever? It's the world we live in. And so I've come to associate Twitch streamers with a lot of different things. Drama, being thin-skinned, the boom-bust cycle, where they seem to be having fun and then suddenly they're back down in the dumps again. Insatiable egos. And the case of IRLs during the pandemic, putting others at risk just so they can have content because their numbers drop when they're not at home. And then, of course, let's also not forget that streaming essentially is winging it. So streaming that isn't very well structured, like Hangout streaming, is someone sitting there or whatnot. There's no production value except for some generic be right back screens or whatever. All part of the streaming toolkit, template, whatever you want to call it. And how about favoritism from Twitch? Problems with discipline, people being indefinitely suspended for ludicrous reasons. And you can check the evidence for yourself because drama channels on YouTube take the stream footage and bring it over to YouTube. Oh, look, so-and-so got banned from Twitch for this stupid reason. Here's the clip from the VOD that before they got suspended. See? Nothing wrong. They didn't do anything wrong. That kind of thing. Or how about Dexerto or anything like that? So, yeah, what hath Twitch wrought? My curiosity about Twitch is similar to my curiosity about Daily Motion. I don't want to be the ostrich with its head in the sand, thinking YouTube is all there is, much like these Twitch streamers have a problem with thinking that Twitch is all there is, acting like Twitch is all there is, and not giving YouTube a chance because of it. No, that's not the case either. Many of these Twitch streamers are also very successful YouTubers or what have you. But, they have, or shall I say, their stream success has created some level of success on YouTube, even if their success is limited, because people who are more endemic to YouTube recognize the minimal amount of production work on a stream highlights video, or something that was passed off to an editor these big streamers usually hire. They're not doing the work themselves because they have a team behind them. So, just the thing, with this Ginny detective drama, That's the last straw for me. I don't care who's right. I don't care who's wrong. I've just seen this so many times. I want out of the entire scene that causes these problems. I'm done with it. I was much happier watching YouTube videos, tech videos, other stuff like that a couple of years ago. You know, Greenham Gaming, Paul's Hardware, Jay's 2 cents. You know, Draga 1. Lots of YouTubers, lots of people who make videos. How about daily vloggers? Like Corey, Mr. Safety, and the Live Each Day vlog. Or Frosty Life with his videos of his cats chasing the squirrels. And even more recently, even after getting into streaming, with some of the React stuff I've seen on Twitch, I've liked some of the React videos more than the streamers on Twitch who are reacting to them. Like Jun's Kitchen, for example, and the pictures of his cats and the food he makes for them. Or how about Munchkin? I think I might have found Munchkin on my own because of the algorithms after watching enough videos of Jun's Kitchen's cats, and also seeing a few reacts to some Japanese YouTube channels with the cartoony videos of local cats with like talk bubbles with I think it's katakana or whatever characters. I don't understand any of it, but you know, there's like cartoony, like almost slapstick type cat videos on some channels from over in Japan that are really cool. How about Cat Island in Japan? You know, you see all these people going to this relaxing island in the middle of summer, and there's cats, you know, all over the place and stuff. But overall, I mean, if I look at what Twitch has done mostly negative stuff. You have and a lot of it is stuff that just needs to be penned up on Twitch and left on Twitch. So the bad decisions that Twitch's leadership makes that hamstrings the platform and keeps it from developing into a proper competitor versus YouTube and Facebook, and the effect that's going to have on streamers who are already known for being very, very jumpy emotions-wise, it needs to stop. You know? And some of these Twitch streamers need to smarten up and get out of this, even if it means getting regular jobs, because I don't think they're going to be happy. I think they're going to kick against the bricks as long as they possibly can, until they just have some big meltdown or something, and then that's the end of their career, because they just don't want to do it anymore. And they may hate content creation for the rest of their life just because they were chewed up and spit out by the streaming machine of the late 2010s and early 2020s. And that's not something I want to see. I've seen, you know, the happier creators I've seen who like making videos and stuff are all on YouTube. You know, very rarely have I seen a Twitch streamer. Vindalia, the chill streamer who does ESO and is completely independent of most of the big streamer scenes that I've seen, is the wild exception here. But anyways, it's time to check out of a lot of stuff. Let's open up a browser. It's time to say goodbye to the KIRL scenes as well as the Texas scenes. Now, please mute Twitch. It is muted site-wide in my browser. Okay, let's begin. Ginny TTY is unfollowed. SFan TV is unfollowed. I don't care about Cletus Cornwood enough to stick around. Let's see here. Ginny's being recommended again, so I'm going to go to the front page, and I'm going to tell the systems, and I'm going to blacklist her stream. Not interested. SFan TV, not interested. Let's see here. All right, Yugi. Let's see here. Unfollow. She's done a revamp of her channel. I really don't care. I'm done with the drama, and I'm done with anybody anywhere near the drama who is on their way to being the next victim of it. Tyongi, the crazy auntie, unfollowed. Yeah, see. No, use their search box for this one. Unicorn 19, unfollowed. Who else is in this scene? Jumpy Ginny, the other Ginny, unfollowed. Crusting Kevin, nice guy, but he's too close to the drama, unfollowed. Dan the Lion TV. I've already unfollowed some folks like Haley and whatnot, unfollowed. All right. Who else? Asmongold. Asmongold. Unfollowed. Zach Rar. Zach Rar. Unfollowed. Toe Thumb TTY. Alt channel for Ginny gameplay and whatnot. Unfollowed. SFan Radio. SFan Radio. Unfollowed. Have I missed anyone? Hot Chubby, yeah, we'll say goodbye. I mean, she's happy with her new convenience store. Maybe she should, you know, do more with the convenience store and less with Twitch drama. Unfollowed. See, is there anybody who's live right now? Kiara Kitty, that's just, she's not part of the scene. But she does do collabs, so unfollowed. And that's it. That leaves quite more streamers than I thought, actually. Jake and Bake still on the list. Slow Beef from the Ret Super A guys is still on the list. Newegg, some GTA streamers. Although I think I'll skip the No Pixel RP, because I think it's just going to collapse. Anyway, XQC, Summit, and Shroud still following. Casey, Tron, Eugen, and some other folks as well. Oh yeah, let's say goodbye to Mizkiff as well. Unfollowed Mizkiff. That's the Texas thing. So who's left out of everybody here? Yeah, I think Meowko is probably gonna be the streamer I watch the most. I'm looking at the other folks that I follow on here. I'm going down the list. Show more. Larry Zor, DocuTV, Final Fantasy. Oh, it's showing Hachibi, even though I don't follow her anymore. Aaron Plays. Joey Chaotic. Yeah, unfollow Joey Chaotic. Unfollow Joey Chaotic, at least from Taiwan, so maybe we'll refollow at some point later on. XBC. Unfollowed. There are a couple, so they're kind of somewhat separate from what goes on with those folks. Is there anybody else that I'd like to stop following on here? Let's see. Emily Jade. Classic Game Room. Harris Heller. Mike Matei. Bonsai, I think, is from Taiwan, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Let's get out of that. There's really not going to be much left for folks I follow. Yummy2, unfollow. Sora, unfollow. Magenta, unfollow. Let's see. Where is Sora? Sora is part of this scene too. Not a big one. She has a bunch of cute cats and stuff. Might refollow some of these folks later, but I just want out of all the drama. So I just want out of the drama. Some of these people are actually American streamers. So, you know, some of these folks are American. Death Meralda, unfollow. Just, you know, just getting out of all of this. I'm Jasmine, unfollow. Let's see. Who else do we want to cut out of this? There's Sora. Sora, unfollow. All right. Actually, we're getting to the point where Twitch is recommending people. So we're getting to the point where Twitch is recommending people. Hey, you know, why don't we just unfollow Pokimane while we're at it? We've done enough comparisons of YouTube and Twitch. So that's that with the Twitch side of it. If I think of anybody else, then I'll just leave their channel as well. Let's go over to YouTube. All right, let's go to Twitter, actually. Who's still on Twitter? I'll do Instagram afterwards, but not like Ginny posts a lot or anything like that, but we're getting out of all of this. Yugi closed her Twitter, so done with that. Hachu. Unfollow. Etc. I don't think I was following too many others, but I'll just, if I see any more in the feed, we'll follow up on that afterwards. Now let's go to YouTube. And let's do the Discord part of it. Let's see. Is Discord? Discord's not even running because I closed it earlier because it glitched out. Well, we'll fix that in a hurry. Let's see. Discord. Let's leave a bunch of Discords now. I want out of this drama. From both the Texas and the Korean IRL scenes. So let's go down the list here. Ginny, Yum, out. Yugi, out. Auntie, out. Hachu, out. Unicorn, out. Jumpy, out. There are no more KIRLs in my Discord. So the biggest streamer that I have any involvement with Discord with now is Meowko. And she's happier too half the darn time she's streaming. Because she's doing just chatting, you know, cooking streams, talking about, you know, learning how to speak Japanese and stuff like that for people interested, things like that. But she seems to be having a lot more fun with what she's doing than many of these people who are constantly going through these boom and bust cycles of, you know, doing, you know, on top of the world, down in the dumps, what have you. So we'll go through anyone else that I want to unfollow. I'll be unfollowing en masse. So, but my Twitch is now a lot emptier than it used to be now that I've completely left both of those scenes. And I will also tell the algorithms to not show me stuff from those scenes. Let's follow up on YouTube and let's mute this tab. Let's mute this tab on YouTube and let's finish what we started over here. There are some streamers that I still have here, like Ice Poseidon and stuff like that. But, all right, Hachabi unsub. We might as well just go through the subscriptions since YouTube has a nice little subscriptions page here. Can you put them in alphabetical order? Let's do manage. And oh well, there's 1,000 of them in here, so it might. 80s box. Holy crap! Look at the radio stations I'm sub to on here. The 2020 Democratic National Convention. I'm sure that's an obsolete channel at this point. Now this is going to take way too long to go through, so let's just go off the top of the list. So let's go to. All right, let's just do KIRLs. Let's do Ginny. Yeah, see now I'm getting more Ginny Detective videos. Yeah, so the algorithms have done their thing. Let's do about. So let's go to Twitch VODs. Let's go to Twitch. Let's see. She has a VOD channel in here. Does it? Where's the VOD channel? We'll see that. Ginny TTY VODs. All right, unsubbed. Let's see. Yugi has 2 channels as well. TV. VODs shows up first because that actually has the underscore in it. So unsubbed. See, it's actually hard to find her main channel because of that difference. Unsub. Let's see. Unsub. Let's see. Had some nice things to say about Auntie earlier, but she's too close to the drama. I think she's the most likely person to leave the whole scene and do something different. But unsubbed from the main channel, unsubbed from the VOD channel. Let's see who else. All right, unsubbed from Uni's channel. Dan the Lion, did he ever make a YouTube channel? Yes, he did, but I never subbed to it. Kevin, did he ever make a... Yeah, so... Crusting Kevin's VODs. I don't even think that's an official channel either. I don't know if she has this other stuff, or I don't know if he has this other stuff there too, so... Either way. It doesn't... It just goes back to the thing here. How about Asmongold? I think I can say goodbye to Asmongold TV. Don't even watch a lot of that stuff. Let's see here. How about Zach Rohr? Mizkif. Out. Let's see. Mizkif. This is regular channel, and there's daily, and there's documentaries. Unsubbed. Unsubbed. Oh yeah, let's not forget Trainwrecks TV. He's part of the Texas scene. So we'll get out of that as well. Yeah. Mizkif Daily. How about Mizkif Documentaries? Mizkif Documentaries, unsubbed. Let's go to all the S-Fan channels. S-Fan unsubbed. S-Fan Streams. S-Fan Streams unsubbed. Let's also, yeah, so let's go back to Twitch. Open up another Twitch thing here. And we'll just, we also should go to Twitter as well. Twitter. Trainwrecks out. Let's see. Trainwrecks TV unsub. Oh yeah, unfollowed. Unfollowed. Twitch.tv/Trainwrecks TV. Trainwrecks TV. Unfollowed. Next one. Let's see, who else? Fandy's involved in the scene as well, but not completely. Unfollowed. And let's see. Is that enough with the Texas streamers for now? Is that enough with the Austin scene and whatnot? Ice Poseidon doesn't really talk to any of those guys, so we'll stay that way for now. But there's a much, much emptier... Oh yeah, what about Train on YouTube? Let's see. Train Rex TV unsubbed. Trainwrecks TV unsubbed. So, done. It's enough for now, and if I see any more in the feeds, I'll either unfollow, unsub, or say I'll unfollow, unsub, or I will just go and I will blacklist in Twitch or YouTube and say the algorithms don't show me any of their stuff. I am done with the drama. I'm done with the unreliability of either of these scenes in staying drama-free for more than a few weeks or months at a time. I am done with all of it. So on Twitch, I think Meowko is going to be the streamer that I watch the most because she's completely separate from all of this and is a lot happier too. Coincidence? Really kind of get you thinking about collabs and stuff like that, and the kind of guilt by association where if someone wants out of whatever drama you're involved with, somebody you do collabs with on a regular basis, so you kind of have a connection to, so to speak, as either a friend or a content creator friend or a streamer friend, goes rogue and stuff and starts dragging your name through the mud. So, well, that leaves me a lot less to watch that isn't on YouTube. So we're done. Anyone else? I don't know. So yeah, Discord, we're done. Discord, we're out of many Discords. Unfollowed a lot of people on Twitter. Unfollowed a lot of people on Twitch. Unsubbed from a lot of people's channels on YouTube. And I am out of this scene. It's one of those things where when you pass a certain point with the way you treat others, there is just nothing, no matter how entertaining you are, that makes watching your stuff worth it. And I'll tell you what, these people are not going to be the only ones that have these kinds of problems. I think the more successful you are on Twitch, the more prone you are to this kind of stuff. But I'm done with it. I think about everything that's going on in the past, year and a half, and that's what all this is encompassed in. And Twitch just has done so much bad stuff in so little time, whether it's problems with the platform, the effects of the platform on social media or on YouTube, and just everything. Been a lot happier with watching stuff on YouTube. Still am a lot happier with watching stuff on YouTube because there's a lot more creators with a lot less baggage on YouTube. You know, I'm sick and tired of thinking I've found somebody who's entertaining to watch, and then some big drawback comes out a little later on. And now let's talk about some stuff that's popped up in the chat. People should be like James Rolfe. Indeed. The angry video game nerd is the single best role model that I have ever seen among content creation in all of my involvement on YouTube. All of it. He's had plenty of opportunities with Irate Gamer and other situations to get into drama, and he hasn't. I think James is probably one of the best of all time in terms of keeping things professional. We all have a lot to learn from him. I have a lot to learn from him. There's been a lot of things I've been upset about that some people might have rightly called out and said, Jay, you're not involved in that scene. You're not involved heavily in Twitch. You're not involved heavily in KIRL streaming. You know, you just watch. So if people are constantly having problems, this is content creator baggage at its finest right here. If I have the option of watching somebody who doesn't have these drawbacks, I'm going to watch somebody who doesn't have the drawbacks. And so will everybody else. And you know what this is going to do to these creators who find their numbers stagnating and not growing? It's going to make them even more turbulent, more upset, and the cycle of doom is going to continue. So you'll see more streamers pulling more stunts to try and get their numbers up when little do they realize they're undercutting their own success because of these things. These things getting Streisanded, these things, landing them on LSF, and LSF has zero credibility as far as I'm concerned. I'm not taking them seriously. Actually, Reddit. We almost forgot that, but I'm not signed in to Reddit on any of my browsers on the stream logon. I will be leaving the SFan subreddit, and I will be leaving the Asmongold subreddit. And if I'm in, I don't think I ever joined LSF, but I'm just not going back to LSF. They supposedly have moderators, and they supposedly regulate what gets posted there. But if SFan can just DM some of those people and get things taken down, that they obviously don't. That's pure favoritism. But hey, favoritism is something I've come to associate with Twitch. Little surprise, a Twitch streamer compromises the integrity of something that's supposed to be like Fail Army or something. You know? And I'm just done with it. Daniel, stopping by. I've been watching all those Korean IRL streamers, and I am done with the regular drama in the entire scene. So even the streamers who weren't having drama issues, I've unfollowed them because they associate with the ones that do. I want to be nowhere near anybody who is even remotely related to the persistent drama that goes on in that clique. Because quite frankly, I really don't feel like getting upset about something that has nothing to do with me. So, and I'm not one of those schadenfreude people out there who's like, hey, there's drama, ha 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 ha. No, it's terrible to do. It's no way to treat people. So yeah, we're done. My Twitch is a lot emptier than it used to be. Well, the tipping point was the Ginny detective drama, basically turning Ginny TTY into Korean Pokimane. Some kind of Streisand-y something or another. Who cares? Hope she can work the situation out, but, you know, I don't think it's going to be a problem with just her. I think it's going to be a problem with all these big streamers. The more the streamer bubble bursts and the more people wake up to the fact that Twitch has grown because YouTube has screwed things up, the more this is going to collapse. Yeah. 2016 burned out and unfollowed a lot of drama a while ago. So 2016, I mean, you know, I don't even remember 2016 at this point. 2020 has kind of blanked everything out. 10-year celebration over on my channel, but yeah, so I'm not even playing any music because this is a somber kind of discussion and whatnot. Probably just going to make a spin-off video of it, not even wait for the stream to process just to get it done. So we'll lose the chat and we'll lose all the other stuff when this is done being processed. So that's really the thing. Because you know what? Look, I think this can be the final point about all of this. The world is going to move on from it. YouTube's going to move on from it. So we're seeing the new monetization things that are available on YouTube now. So you have channel memberships, which I've been eligible for 6 months now. But at the same time, it's not just my channel, it's also the platform in general. So it's also the platform. I think YouTube is doing an about face with the advertising debacle. They're trying to find ways to fund themselves that don't involve advertising, even if it means borrowing a few ideas from Twitch in the process. But Twitch has been successful where YouTube has had shortcomings. So, you know, when YouTube was ad revenue only, a lot of people were like, oh yeah, I love being a Twitch streamer because I'm not just stuck with YouTube's crappy ad revenue and getting demonetized anymore. Yeah, well, guess what? There's channel memberships. There's super chats, there's super stickers. YouTube's also working on a applause function for videos to add a dono feature that YouTube can take a cut of to videos. And there's a rewards thing. I do some more digging and find out what it is. It's a gemstone that shows up under your videos. It says rewards, and I don't know what that is. I gotta check that out. But what I find most interesting about that I've been discussing on stream lately is YouTube with all these monetization things can get past the shortcomings of what advertising has turned into. YouTube can get past the shortcomings of what advertising has turned into with people using ad blockers. There's ad blockers that are built into routers and stuff. But there was a recent Creator Insider video where I believe it was Rachel that said that the discovery system and the money system have been separated. And the only reason they would do that is because they think they can get past some of the problems that has led to the increase in ads and all kinds of other stuff. I think really one of the things we're waiting for is for them to put in YouTube Studio a way to see whether the mid-rolls are pulling their weight and turn off the mid-rolls. Make the decision, you know, if you're only making like 10 cents a month but everybody's getting upset because of all the mid-rolls in your videos. Turn off the mid-rolls and, sacrifice some pennies for a happier audience that is watching more stuff. From a business perspective, what YouTube needs to do then is figure out what they're going to do when those ads are turned off. Because obviously adding more mid-rolls, getting it down to like 8 minutes minimum for that hasn't helped. If people are just angrier and angrier about ads, especially when old school YouTube, what built it up in the first place, didn't have ads except for little pop-ups on the sides. So the video ads thing, I think, has run its course. So it's just how will the company bring in the money? I think they're going to try and bring it in through cheers and other stuff to offset the problems that ads are creating. But what that tells me, we have an environment where YouTube is moving beyond depending so much on advertising and demonetization being such a horrible thing. And all these YouTubers censoring themselves so they don't get demonetized, when in reality they can just turn off ads and post stuff as long as it doesn't violate community guidelines. There just needs to be an alternative in terms of supporting some of the full-time creators that doesn't involve ads. And I think memberships are part of that, and some of the other stuff is too. Something is very nice for people because people can vote with their wallet. I don't mind ads if they relate to me. I don't mind them either because I know they're supporting the platform, but I've thought about that a lot considering YouTube has ramped them up. I used to be able to brag about how there was less advertising on the internet than commercial breaks on television. So I used to brag about how there were less ads on the internet than commercial breaks on TV. But now, if you can watch an 8-minute video and get multiple ad breaks, that's just not good. People don't want to sit through ads. They might not even want to skip ads either. And most importantly, it hurts the presentation because you're breaking up what the creator wants to say in the first place. So it kind of distracts the audience because they're hitting their skip buttons, even though YouTube has one. So this is all internal business stuff for YouTube to figure out, though, like how they're going to make money off of maybe getting away from their overdependence on skippable ads and things like that. It's just crazy, It's just crazy. I want to have more content on my channel, though, related to things like technology and content creation and stuff before I do anything with memberships and make those available. I don't want to put the cart before the horse. So, but yeah, getting back to the discussion, I'm done with this drama nonsense on Twitch. I'm done with any scene on Twitch where you'll watch for 3 months and be happy and then get upset about something that gets outed, usually on YouTube, a little while later. I don't care how entertaining these people are. I don't care how big these people are. There is no real price on being able to watch other creators on the internet without getting upset about it at some point. There's really no price. There's really nothing that could get me to watch somebody, no matter how entertaining they are, if there's going to be drawbacks. Like S-Fan, for example. Friendly guy. When I used to watch him the most and have problems sleeping, it was before he upgraded the lighting in his house and was in that little room of his. And it was like being over a friend's house watching him play video games. But here he comes with the studio lighting, the more regular emotional issues with getting upset at various people trolling him in his chat, and now this, where I find out that he's phoning it into LSF to censor people's posts about Ginny. So, just because there's some people that are doing some homework wondering if she has a secret boyfriend or not. But the thing is, why is it a problem if a streamer has a significant other? And why do we tolerate this kind of an environment where women doing content creation have to pretend to be single because they won't do as well if they actually have a normal life with a significant other and stuff? It's ridiculous. Now, I don't even think television got this bad. I think celebrities handled it better. So, I gotta stop doing that, by the way. The noise filter makes it sound like I'm going, huh, or something like that, like I'm out of breath. Regardless, anything else? I'll wait until I see it in the preview. Actually, no, I'll wait until I see this thumbs up in the preview for any more questions. Yeah, look at that. There you go. So that's really it. I mean, what hath Twitch wrought? This is a question that I think we're going to have problems with. And quite frankly, I'm perfectly fine on YouTube, and YouTube's moving in a direction that I agree with in terms of the features they're trying to roll out and how they're trying to be more competitive. Twitch isn't doing that. Twitch is a persistent source of frustration and disappointment, whether it's how they handle DMCA, nepotism, their disciplinary system, anything of that sort. And you know what? I'm not caught up in this crap that says that you need to be a successful Twitch streamer to be a successful content creator. I'm not fooled by it. The sales pitch hasn't worked with me. And I'd rather do some of my game streaming on YouTube and relegate Twitch to chill lounge type stuff and things like that. That almost doesn't even look like what I do on here. But either way, that's the situation then. The streaming world is heading towards a reckoning. The bubble's bursting. And I'm pretty much done with the Texas scene and the KIRL scene. Done with the drama. So, the big names and players in those scenes, if they ever shape things up or realize how much they're bringing the entire scene down because they associate with nearly every other streamer in their part of the world. Oh, and yeah, before I call it with this, in case any of the fans of these KIRLs see me saying any of this at any given time, I'm the low-hanging fruit. I'm the nerd who actually vocalizes my thought process. I'm the guy who actually says that this stuff can happen and people are doing it. For every person like me who says I am done with the drama out loud like this and doesn't watch, there are people out there who will make this decision and never say a word. The only way that any of these streamers have any idea of what's going on is when their numbers stagnate, and even then, hopefully they can figure it out. But this is the largest example of content creator baggage that I have ever seen. And I don't want to be upset about it because I've got my own stuff to work on. And if I'm going to be losing hours of time I could be spending having fun, playing video games, working on stuff around the house, or working on my own projects for YouTube and Twitch or anything else, if I'm going to be losing all this time, it shouldn't be to content creators who are going to persistently have drawbacks like this and persistently be a source of disappointment and frustration. Because you know what? There are better, smaller creators out there who don't have these problems. Those people deserve my support and attention and free time. Just wish some of them streamed more because a lot of them are part-time. So, hey, doesn't this get back to one of the longest running problems I've seen on YouTube? People become full-time content creators and their content takes a hit because they have to pay the bills with what they're doing now. They can't just have fun with making videos anymore. They have to pay their rent with their videos or whatever, somehow. And it affects their content or how they conduct themselves. But what's really interesting, life and fun is what matters. Indeed. Here's the thing, though. Twitch skews younger in terms of demographics, so the drama doesn't surprise me in that respect. Half the platform, 18 to 34, 20% roughly of the platform is teenagers. And the platform's main focus has traditionally been gaming, so there's a recreational focus baked into the platform. So people are looking to have fun. They're looking to escape their problems when they watch a Twitch streamer play League of Legends or something like that. Or do IRL, or do cooking streams, or do anything. Even the lying in bed, just chatting thing that's taken off in recent months. People are looking to have fun. You know, what this is going to deteriorate to, can you imagine if the proprietor of a nightclub showed up one night and instead of playing music or serving drinks or anything that people are having fun with and want to see when they go to a nightclub, it's open, the stage is set up for open mic night, and they're there just whining about their problems into a microphone. That would not be a successful nightclub for very long. And yet here we are with that with Twitch drama. And even worse, I say the word demographics a lot because I have a formal business background, and I talk about the types of people that tune in to what it is that you're doing. What do you think this drama does in terms of attracting good or bad people? When you're driving away the people that just want to relax and have recreational fun with what it is you're doing on the recreational platform like Twitch, and you're attracting the people who are going to be magnets to drama, the toxic people, your audience gets more toxic. And I can tell you, in the case of Ginny, her audience has always struck me as more toxic than a lot of the KIRLs, never mind anybody else. And it isn't just because it's bigger, it's because of the way she runs things. You know, if she builds up this persona that, you know, I'm goofy and I do stupid stuff, that'll eventually attract people that want to make fun of her for that. Schadenfreude. That thing, once again. People deriving pleasure, entertainment, enjoyment, whatever, off of someone else's misfortune. Same thing, too, with when S-Fan does a cooking stream and he cooks something badly and people TTS at $3 a message or $4 a message, telling him how horrible he is at cooking an egg. So, yeah, you'll make money off of that, but what kind of people is that going to attract? When you have people Pepe laughing every 2 seconds. Eventually, you're going to get a more toxic audience because that's who's attractive. If you have somebody that wants to put others down and is willing to pay money to put others down, then that's going to tank your audience. You're going to have a more toxic audience. You're going to wonder why you keep having drama every 3 weeks. And it's because you're going for the easy buck. You're going for the easy money. And yeah, you'll get the money, but you'll also have a lot of drawbacks to that. And I've been talking about Meowko every so often and her Meowkuza fan base. She laughs so much in her streams. She has so much fun a lot of the time. Sometimes it borders on not even being coherent because she's laughing so much. I think she's really goofy or something. But I would rather have someone doing that and having fun than somebody who lands in this boom-bust cycle of toxicity, routinely landing them down in the dumps. And you know what? I'm the one who's vocalizing that and saying that. But there's other people out there that want this too, and they're not going to say a word. They're just going to stop watching. That's it. I mean, I'm the low-hanging fruit and proud of it. If it wasn't for people like me saying that this is happening and people are doing it, nobody would ever know. I don't know if this will do anything for this situation, and I really don't care. I have my own stuff to work on, and enough of a backlog with tech tinkering, gaming, and moving the channel forward with the changes YouTube wants to make to solve some of the long-running problems of the past several years, and I think the ad blocker thing will be one of them with the tech videos. So make it irrelevant and finish splitting off Discovery from money. End the days of ScroogeTube, because YouTube doesn't have to be a Scrooge. Much like how a content creator moves beyond a single revenue source to do things like brand deals, sponsorships, things like that, and not have to depend on their original platform, I think YouTube, from a macro perspective, is doing that. So they've seen the uproar, and quite frankly, early YouTube already set the precedent that you're successful when there's just watch time involved, and ad revenue sharing is a rare thing. So they just got to figure out how to advance the creators to the point where they move back towards what made YouTube grow so much in the 2000s. Don't know if it can be done under Susan Wojcicki's leadership or not, but we'll just have to see. You just got to remember, though, the CEO isn't everything in a company. She can say whatever she wants, whatever non sequitur she puts on Twitter or whatever. She hasn't been doing that a lot lately, though. She's been talking about some kind of achievement or something, even if people show up responding to her tweets with, this is a problem on YouTube, that's a problem on YouTube. But I don't want to discount the hard work of all those teams underneath the CEO because of the CEO. I've been impressed with the new feature rollouts, the ones that have made it anyways, some of the other moves as well that YouTube has, and the work that the live team has been doing, the product team has been doing, and that what's his name, Neil guy, has been talking about. That sounds promising as well. So yeah, I mean, if you search for stuff to complain about, you're going to find plenty of material and you'll be upset all the time. But do you want to be that way? I certainly don't. I mean, just look at the difference between this scene on Twitch, these people constantly ending up down in the dumps, and me joking about hamburgers, or the Munchkin Cats cat versus hole in the box round 2 or whatever. It's just funny, and it's a great use of your free time because no matter how bad your problems are, you can get away from that and watch something hilariously entertaining and be entertained by it. I think that's really where I need to back away from as well, too, is dealing with all this serious stuff all the time. Because I look like a walking encyclopedia who can't have any fun, and that's just not me. And I don't want to be stressed out all the time. So, yeah. Either way, I think I've said my piece. Unless something shows up in the chat. Unless something else shows up in the chat, I think we've really said all that needs to be said here. When this is all over, the online media world is going to be asking, what hath Twitch wrought? It's not just when people wake up to the drama that goes on regularly among Twitch streamers. It's also the matter of Twitch and the strength of their marketing and how much it has manipulated the way people view streaming, the way people view YouTube videos, the way people view everything, and just how bad it is for creators as a whole. It's not healthy, not going to be good in the long run. And most importantly, it's not going to be successful in the long run, because an environment where you just manipulate people into watching your YouTube videos is not what built the platform. And even more so with the idea of manipulating YouTube people watching YouTube videos into going back to your Twitch stream, because that's what you really want in the first place, is to be a darn Twitch streamer, but Twitch isn't helping you, so you're trying to commandeer YouTube as a platform in order to do that. Just, By the way, Daniel, I owe you an apology. A big one. As this tech video situation has evolved, I've started thinking a lot that people chiming in on the tech videos wanted to be these so-called walking encyclopedias. And all they want to do is just say what I did wrong or whatever. You've shown here, I mean, that you have some really good philosophy behind what it is that you do. You know, and you actually give a darn about things besides, I didn't put that video card in the right way or something. But things are going to change. I can tell you right now, if YouTube changes the way I think it's going to change, tech videos will not be so much of an issue. But I would love to see the end of the era where appliance videos are just smoking what I really am passionate about, which is multimedia technology, including the computers. So I'd love to see the Delosaurus videos smoke the washer and dryer videos, because, you know, people find out about this stuff and they like it. So let me see here. I don't know if you have any videos or not. Let's see, there it is. Yeah, of course, the weed video and stuff like that. So it's just me. I've made some dumb assumptions as I've been caught up in a lot of this crap. And I don't know if you were around with the stream earlier. This is the difference between my mother and my father in terms of their influence on me. My mom was always incredibly serious. And my dad was always the one who was laid back and had the actual sense of humor. And I get the impression sometimes on my channel that I look like a walking encyclopedia of a nerd. It was dumb music I did a while back. Yeah, but no, the point is, I think you can actually shoot the breeze better than I can. I've spent so much time doing all this nerd entertainment that it's one of the reasons why I have a Twitch channel, that I don't care if it goes anywhere past affiliate status or not, because I look like a walking encyclopedia nerd who can't actually have fun. I always have to be lecturing, preaching, tinkering, doing something productive. I don't know if I can even do something stupid that has no point to it just for fun. Like, everything always has to progress me somewhere or something, or build something up. It's just, I got a feeling that there's just lots of people out there that think I don't know how to have any fun anymore. That it's impossible. I'm just so serious all the time. And that is what I want to change. So if I lean back a little bit, you can see some ring lights. That's on top of my teenage keyboard, which now, let's see, 2008, 20 plus years old. My Casio keyboard. So I've got two ring lights to experiment with. Underneath the keyboard, I have a box with a computer in it that's been sitting under there for a year. I found out things I never know, like the cables for the Dell was cool. Yeah, it's just, yeah. I mean, I like the tech videos. I just wish they did better in the algorithm. And I wish there wasn't such a constant thing in the numbers where YouTube gives away that they care about money more than whether or not creators are actually enjoying the content they make. It's a long-running problem. I first learned about this from some of the full-time creators when they talked about the difference between videos that pay the bills and what they really want to make. So what they have to make, what they want to make. And, you know, you'd think that by the time I was having some videos getting that big, that they started funding the tech projects on the channels, like the washer video, dryer video, and George Foreman grill video, as well as the humidifier videos and other stuff about around the house devices. You know, you'd think that would have stopped being a thing by the time I started running into this. I like presentations, computers, tinkering with technology. Even this light show is awesome. It doesn't do well in the algorithms, though. What does well is a video about a Foreman grill with bad grill plates on a channel called MultimediaJay. What world have we run into here? So it's the world we live in, though. But I mean, if I have to do, you know, videos that make a lot of money to fund projects like a graphics card upgrade, I'll do that. But I'd rather have YouTube just fix this completely, because I don't think tech is so obscure that it can't be something that does well on the platform. Either way. Same thing with gaming. Same thing with other stuff. The blue LED lights are cool. I have some on my lamps too. These are smart bulbs. The only one that's purple is a plant light, which right now there's no plant because the ferns, it got too cold for the ferns and they died. So I'm looking at getting a more hardy house plant instead of trying to raise perennials just because they're perennials. So I might end up with a hosta or something in that flower pot. But right now it makes for a cute little purple accent. So this is actually inspired by, there was a Kubuntu Linux release a couple of years ago. My Kubuntu video was talking about that. That's what I have as my background for you. Actually, Geek Out's Dark Mode, The Hunt Begins, has a picture of the background that I use for the stream log on. So, but yeah. So from a hybrid stream to a hangout stream, because folks actually showed up and started talking. We've covered all the formats tonight. Either way, it's 1:02 a.m. on the East Coast. So I'm going to see what I can do now with all of this. We pretty much talked about the Twitch thing, what hath Twitch wrought, and things like that. I've seen some of the Ubuntu. It's Kubuntu, the KDE variant. Ubuntu has traditionally had more earth tones and stuff for its backgrounds, things like that. It was Kubuntu around 2015, 2016 that had the blue background that I'm inspired by. So, indeed. Either way, I'm going to call it a night with this streaming stuff here. This stream is going to be converted instantly into a spin-off video. I'm not going to wait for it to finish processing, because the sooner it's in the rearview mirror and archived properly, the better. Got to figure out what to do with streams versus videos anyways, because as we saw at the last stream, they had two good discussions, but it doesn't really make sense to watch both of them at once. What do I do with the stream replay if I've just made two highlight segments out of it that do better? So got to figure all that out. But that's all part of what we're going to be doing in 2021. So to recap one last time before we call it here, Twitch it's not going to be good in the next couple of years. I'm done with the drama. I have left the Korean IRL streamer scene completely, left all the channels, left all the Discords, unfollowed everybody on Twitter. It's going to be like I never watched it. So the closest that I'll be watching to that scene is Meowko, who is in the, you know, the Japan scene. So, but all in all, my involvement in Twitch, also the Texas scene, I'm out of that, not following Asmongold, Sfand, or Mizkif, or Trainwrecks anymore. Just all of these scenes and the drama that they regularly bequeath upon the rest of the online media world, I don't want to be wrapped up in it. And it also helps with my views on this matter. If I'm really consistent with what I believe about content creation, I shouldn't be watching stuff like that anyways. So I'll be watching different stuff, most notably YouTube, getting back to some of these YouTube channels and watching more videos and less streams. There'll still be a few streamers I watch, but I just don't want to be caught up in an environment where streamers and creators in general out themselves as having baggage, which makes watching their content no longer worth it. And quite frankly, streamer ego could be knocked down a few pegs while we're at it. But that's a totally different discussion. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for stopping by.